Hey everybody, here we are again, and a couple of things. The first one is a Landlord's Finance Bitter, which is not. It's from one of the festival kits, and it's not finest because of my own fault. The second, you might have noticed, I don't know if you can see those, some lumps in the top. Well, it's quite warm, and unfortunately I don't have any temperature control for me. I call them barrels, they're not, polypins. The ones that I've got, most of them are king kegs. I've got a couple of other ones, are roto something or other. They're polythene, made out of polythene, and they're the size of a pin, so it's a polypin, not a barrel. Barrels, lots more beer. Anyway, yeah, slightly lumpy in the top. That's due to having beer cubes in them. Right, these are a well-known brand outlet. Easy Seal ice cube bags. Easy Seal my arse. They used to have ice cube bags, and you used to just fill them up and then tie the top. Dead easy. These, you fill them up and they've got a non-one-way valve. Or is it a one-way valve? Well, no, it's a non-one-way valve because it's not a one-way valve at all. Yes, if you tip it upside down with water, it probably seals. Lay it flat, probably leaks. Fill it upside down with beer, or fill it with beer, turn it upside down, it pisses beer out. But it cools your beer. So if you've got non-temperature controlled, beer cubes is the way to go, because if you put ice cubes in, by the time you get down to the bottom you've got watery beer. If you put beer cubes in, it stays the same strength, providing you use the same beer, of course. Yeah, but the bags are the way to go, because if you look at these have been in the freezer for well over 24 hours, and they're hardly frozen. They're not. They're frozen just about, but they're a mushy frozen. They're not a hard frozen because of the alcohol in your beer. I've got to put it on a cloth because it's leaking slightly, so I can't waffle too much. But it's easier than trying to get them out of ice cube trays, unless you've got posh ice cube trays, the ones that lift up your ice. We've had some in the past where you freeze it, you lift it up, and the ice cube trays, or the inner of the ice cube tray comes apart and separates, and your ice cubes are all loose. Those would be a good one, but they're expensive, I think. Where you would find one, don't know. Ice cube bags, because I don't think you get the mush out of the ice cube tray. But it cools your beer down. Not only that, but going on to the second part, it makes it more palatable when you've cocked it up. The festival beer kits come with a dry hop stage, and you're supposed to dry hop for about 2 days. Unfortunately, looking back in my records, the festival Landlord's Finest, I dry hopped For 9 days, I wasn't intending on doing, but I dry hopped it and then I didn't get time to put it in the poly pin, and we went away for a weekend. So by the time I got round to actually putting it in the barrel, the poly pin, whatever you want to call it, it had been 9 days dry hopping, and it's far too long. It has settled down a bit, and cooling it down has made it even better. But it's still got a seriously over piney taste that's it has cleared slightly as well. I think some of it was, I still had hot pellets in the top of the beer, in the top of the barrel. But yeah, it was nasty. For me, overly hot. It was like chewing on twigs. It's still got a heavily dank, earthy, wet cardboard sort of flavour. Yeah, that's the best description. It's a piney. The pininess isn't too bad, but it's the other flavours that come through. This sort of like seriously dank earthiness. There's like yeah. It tastes like wet cardboard smells, like, if you know what I mean. I've never really chewed cardboard, but if you chewed a bunch of cardboard, that's what you imagine it would taste like. And it's about one of the top end kits. It's about 25 quid for a festival, any of the festival kits. So if you're going to get a festival kit, do not be tempted, because I've had this one before, and it's normally similar flavour but nowhere near as pronounced. Don't dry hop it for, I would say, more than 3 days. 9 days, no, don't do it. Turns out, cack. Right. Conscious, I've got to put them back in the freezer. So, like, comment, subscribe. See you next time. Cheers. Bye.
Wake up after night, sunshine warms my face. Sitting up and looking around, my mind is lost in space. Still lying in my jeans, they stink of facts and beer.